Welcome to Lions Live 365. I'm your host, Michael Ayers, and today we are doing a day one combine guide. I'm going to basically kind of point your vision towards some guys that you should be really checking out if you are going to be tapped into the combine. I'm also going to do another show where basically I kind of trending up, trending down. But at the end of the day, I'm going to explain everything for you right here, right now, right? So it's very important that the combine is taken seriously because it does help in a variety of things, right? You get real measurements. A ton of college teams flat out lie about how big these guys are. Like if you listen to college teams, guys are literally shrinking from 19 to 24. Like it's really insane how often this happens where a guy is listed at 6'5" and he's really 6'2". Guys listed at 6 foot and he's really 5'10". A guy's listed at 235 when he's really 217. We get real measurements. We get to understand how big these guys really are. We actually get to get our hands on them as a staff and actually talk to them, do interviews, do kind of like board work, see where their head is, understand how they see the game, get explanations about things that could have happened, right? So for instance, with the Lions, they have shown some interest in Zion Young. This man has had a DWI and had a little bit of trouble. Now, at this combine, they have the ability to get some extra information, ask some extra questions, see what's going on, what happened, and then kind of make a determination uh, about a man after they've met him, not based on what he's done or the mistake he's made, but like, hey, I'm gonna talk to him, actually make a determination about who I think he is as a person, and all the other information that I've already kind of basically done as far as studying these players. So, and then last but not least, just see movement. It's hard to see on tape how a guy moves, but when you see a guy just no type of agility, no type of movement, you can definitely see it. And that's why I believe a lot of people like poo poo the combine, but I think it's important. I think the 40 is overhyped, but the rest of it is kind of something that's really important in my opinion. Now let's get to it, right? Linebackers to watch. Now I put a star next to the guys that we've already interviewed, or I know that we've interviewed. So Jake Golday, Deontay Lawson from Alabama, Taurean York from Texas A&M. I cannot say that man's name at top right. This one here, yeah, can't say it. But at the end of the day, instead of butchering it, I'm just gonna put my pointer there from Michigan. Anthony Hill, Sonny Styles, all of these guys are guys to watch. We are definitely in play for a linebacker. They have not re-signed Alex Anzalone, and when you look at this list, there are guys that are some guys are like fringe, some guys are first rounders, fringe first round, some guys that are supposed to be later, and some of these guys they haven't even talked to, but I think are very interesting. The Lions need to get smaller on the second level. They need to get smaller and more athletic. They need speed, and this linebacker core, they can get that out of there. So I'm really focused on seeing what they can do with some of these guys. I hope we can end up with walking away from the draft with some of these dudes. They're going to get some more information. Now, some D linemen to watch. Everybody love them some D line. Now I did a whole draft guide on the D line. You're gonna see some familiar names. Um, I put the stars next to the guys I know we've actually talked to, did interviews with. Keldrick Faulk, Dennis Sutton, Ahkeem Mesidor, the big name defensive ends. Those are first or second round picks. Same thing with T.J. Parker. I think Derek Moore might be a second round pick as well. When you look at all of these names, if you may not remember them, just take a picture or a screenshot. But no, these are the people to watch. Now there may be some more. I'm sure there are some guys that are like 7 round picks, like the dude from Florida. The I think his name is George Gums or something like that. He might wow, but a good day or a bad day might put somebody may put somebody just completely out of our reach, may make somebody actually within our reach, and there's a lot of things that we need to confirm, right? A lot of the reasons why I find the combine interesting because I can get the information I don't know, right? So let's talk about it. There are three people that I kind of put in the same bucket. They may not be seen in the same light, but I see three guys that are bigger, that have to prove their athleticism, their agility, their ability to bend. That's Keldrick Faulk, that's Denied Dennis Sutton, and LT Overton. They're bigger dudes. How quick are they? So you can see how quick somebody is with their 10-yard split in the 40. You get to see how agile they are, how quickly they can change direction with the agility drills. You get to actually find out exactly how big they are, right? Like I've seen Keldrick Faulk listed anywhere between 280 to 290. I've seen Danny Dennis Sutton listed anywhere from 260 to 275. LT Overton, I've seen him listed anywhere from 260 to 285. And we get an actual pound, height, length of arms. You get to know everything down to the inch. And it's something that we kind of need to know. If you want a guy to do certain jobs, you need a certain level of size, especially when that's their main attribute. That's the main reason why you're drafting them. Nobody out of these three are great pass rushers. All of these people are going to be developmental guys. Now, are we overhyping the development part where it's just like they're so far away? No, yeah, we are. So in some cases, I think Keldrick is a little closer than people would like you to believe. But at the end of the day, it's like they still need to develop. And if I'm going to do that and I'm going to take a project, I want to at least know that they got all this other stuff. I want to make sure they have the length. I want to make sure that they're quick and they're fast and they have everything else. So all I really have to do is teach them technique. That's the whole point of picking somebody with this type of body type. So with that being said, I think these three have a lot to prove. For Keldrick, he has a great day. He might be completely out of our reach. For Danny Dennis Sutton, that could be he can help himself to the point where he goes from a third round pick or a third round grade for somebody all the way into the second round. We might have to pick him at 50 if we want Danny Dennis Sutton and he has a good day at the combine. LT Overton, a guy that people talked about all the time. He had an average season. There's a lot of questions about him, but if he can if he can wow people today, he can find himself into the third or bottom of the second. If he doesn't, he can find himself in the fourth or fifth. This is the game that the combine is, because you can either confirm or you make people actually kind of go back to the tape if you do very well at the combine. And these three are very interesting to me because I have to see, like, agility is just as important as a straight line speed for these guys. Then there's a guy that to me is just like this day is not even about 40s and all that. It's about everything else, right? We got Ahkeem Mesidor. Ahkeem Mesidor, how big is he? I've seen him. He's no different than the other big dudes, but I had to put him in his own bucket because he's old. He's 25. He is very developed. He's on a different plane of existence as far as a pass rusher compared to the three I just talked about, right? And the only real thing that you need to understand about him is you have no room for error. If he is drafted and he is not great from day one, you are going to look like an idiot as a GM. Drafting a guy that's going to be 25 and he struggles at all, you're going to look crazy. On top of that, right, his medicals, because he has injury history, if you go into this draft and you haven't done extensive research on his medical history, why is he available in this draft? Why can this man tell me about how college football was in 2020 and he's coming out of the draft in 2026? When you look at that, you need to be 100% sure about this player. To me, he's the most polarizing player in the draft, because it's not about talent. It's about everything else. My favorite guy that I like at 17 or 20 or 24 would be TJ Parker. It's a guy with explosion who has who has powerful hands. Is in that 263 to 270 range. He has to explain to the Lions why he had to dip off in production like the whole Clemson team did. And at the end of the day, he was touted as like a top 5 potential pick going into the season. And after this down season, people are putting him in the mid first round, late, the mid first round, early second. And I just don't see it. I think that a good combine, really fast 40, see some agility, see explosion, see pass rush technique, you will see him kind of solidify. He has the possibility of solidifying himself as our first round pick in Detroit. And to me, it would be justified. I think he can be a guy that could definitely end up being great at the NFL level if he can just work a counter move to his strong arm, just bull rush. If he could find, some more tools and work with somebody like Aiden Hutchinson and get in the lab and start working on some of these techniques, I think he has the overall tools to do things. And I believe if Keldrick Faulk isn't the pick and offensive line isn't the pick, I truly believe it's TJ Parker. Now, moving on, there are 3 people that need the combine to be awesome just as much, if not more, than TJ Parker. It's Taurean York, Kyle Lewis, and Perkins. I had them on the list before. These guys are small. They're not big linebackers. We need to confirm how small. And have they taken any chance to bulk up between like the Shrine games and everything that they've been doing? There has never been a guy, there's never been a group of guys that need a 40 to be extremely fast more than these 3. If you are an undersized linebacker, you better look extremely fluid, you better look agile, you better look smart, you better look everything, because you're already back against the wall. You're at a non-premium position and you already have a flaw that you can't fix. Like, Taurean York is 5'10 or 5'11. He's not growing no more. I know there's some guys getting some height surgeries and breaking their legs and connect them. It's too late. He didn't go through the procedure. All right. With that being said, when you're 5'10, 232, you better be running 4.5, 4.4. You better be blazing speed, blazing fast. Same thing with Perkins and Kyle Lewis. If they don't run well, they can go from bottom of the second, third round picks to 6th round, 7th round, undrafted really fast. They got to dominate the drills. Combine is probably the most important day for these players. I know they did some of them did the Shrine Bowls, but they need to see extreme speed, right? And that's just my guide. If you have any questions, or if you feel like, hey, I missed a guy, or is there somebody that you want me to kind of like do a breakdown on, just let me know. As far as the combine is concerned, I think we're going to learn a lot. The interviews for Detroit Lions fans are extremely important because the Lions take those so seriously, and they usually draft people they interview at a pretty high clip. So watching those guys move around, you might be looking at future Lions. And that's all, folks. Whether it's game day, draft day, or any day in between, it's Lions Live 365. Please like and subscribe. Peace out.